What is going on, YouTube? This is Galactic Jerry finally bringing you another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. This time I'm facing off against a passerby, and I guess his name is Ash. So I guess he's going by Ash Ketchum or something like that. But yeah, it's Ash. And Ash is carrying a Ditto, a Furfrou, a Gardevoir, a Klefki, and a Hydreigon, a Clefable. And over on my team, I have a Gliscor, a Dusclops, a Glaceon, a Venusaur, a Malamar, and Conkeldurr. And of course, my Mega Evolution is going to be Venusaur, since that's the only one that can Mega Evolve on my team. But yeah, let's get this rolling. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so Ash starts off with Clefable, and I start off with my Gliscor. And right off the bat, I decided to go with Substitute just to activate my Poison Heal, and knowing that I'm probably going to be faster than Clefable. And I saw that he went for Sync, so I'm actually really glad I did go for Substitute. It would have been awful if I would have attacked and Sync would have hit me. But meanwhile, I decided to go for Swords Dance next turns, and he goes for Moonblast, which should be able to knock my Substitute out of the way, which it does. But I am able to recover a little more with Poison Heal, and I'm not sure if I decide to attack. Okay, so I do decide to attack this turn. I go with Earthquake, and doesn't... No, it does have, but he has a berry. A citrus berry, okay, that's what it's called. And it's able to recover like a decent amount of HP back. And he then goes for the Moonblast and lowers my special attack, but it shouldn't really matter since Gliscor doesn't have any special attack moves, or it's low enough as it is already. So I just had to go for another Earthquake, knowing that I'm going to be able to survive another Moonblast. Of course, only if it's not a critical hit, but I guess he figured that his Clefable was going to go down if it would have stayed out there and taken another Earthquake. So he takes advantage of that, knowing that I was going to go for Earthquake. Goes into Ditto, transforms into my Gliscor, and of course Gliscor is a part Flying type, so it's going to be immune to Ground type. So he decides to go with Swords Dance, and I decide to go with Rock Tomb, because that's the other move I have. The only other move I have, and it comes in handy since it's going to lower his defense stat. Nah, his speed stat, I mean. So I keep using Rock Tomb just to do as much damage as possible, and I know that his Ditto is not carrying Toxic Orb or anything like that, so he won't be able to get poisoned and, you know, activate the Poison Heal, so that's kind of good. So I'm gonna keep doing Rock Tomb and hopefully take him down, but now he goes for his own Rock Tomb and does a decent amount of damage and lowers my speed, which can be bad. But I am able to recover a little more, but I know I'm faster since I managed to get a few Rock Tombs off already. So he decides to switch out into this Clefable, and I go for Rock Tomb. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough to take him down. No, he barely survives. But the speed, I get the speed drop, of course, and I know I'm going to be able to outspeed him, so I just had to go for another Rock Tomb just in case he decides to go with Ditto again, transform into my Gliscor. But that's not the case, so I guess it's kind of a win-win situation right there. So this is where the battle gets kind of interesting. He goes with Furfrou, and he's faster since I did drop my speed earlier. So I go for Rock Tomb just to lower his speed, so that way I'm able to be faster next turn. But he used Cotton Guard, which increases his defense stat by 3 stages, I think. Yeah, it's 3 stages. And on top of that, he has the ability, I think it's called Fur Coat, which cuts physical attacks in half. And you know, with Cotton Guard, just this thing becomes a defensive monster, so it's kind of annoying. So at this point, I think I went for another Swords Dance. And now his defense is at max. So and since my Gliscor only has some physical attacks, so it's going to be a real problem taking this thing down. So now that his defense stat is maxed out, he starts using double team and I go for Swords Dance. I think the Swords Dance finally maximizes my attack since I used 3 already. So meanwhile he keeps using the double team, which is going to be really annoying. And I finally decide to attack. Luckily for me, Earthquake does hit this turn, but look at that, doesn't do anything. And knowing that Gliscor won't be able to do anything to his Furfrou, he's gonna keep using double team. At some point, I figured I should have switched out Pokemon, but I managed to get all the sword dances, maximize my attack. But I did manage to get another Earthquake, to hit him. But he has leftovers, which can be kind of annoying. But I also have Poison Heal. So this is what the battle gets really long, I guess. So meanwhile, he keeps using double team, increasing the evasiveness. So at this point, I would be lucky to hit him at least once. But you go for another Earthquake, which I do hit him. And at this point, I'm really hoping to get a critical hit, But I don't have the best of luck when it comes to that kind of stuff, so I know it's not likely to happen. But his HP is below half already, but there we go, Earthquake misses. Now he goes for Facade. I think I lost count of how many double teams he's used already, but Facade didn't do as much. And I should be able to recover most of the damage I took with the Poison Heal. So at this point I'm hoping Earthquake does hit, which it does. And I'm hoping for a critical hit, but of course I'm not going to get it. So at this point it's really, really close. Just need a little more, at least 2 more hits to take down Furfrou. But the evasiveness increase is going to really mess up my plans. I go for Earthquake, he avoids it. He goes for Facade. Of course he gets a critical hit. Just the thing that I need to get, he gets, right? But anyways, he keeps recovering with the leftovers, so I really need to hit this thing already. He avoids another Earthquake. He goes for another Facade. Hopefully he doesn't get another critical hit, right? Of course he didn't. And this thing is slowly gonna take me down if he keeps using Facade, because Facade is doing more damage than what my Poison Heal recovers. So I do manage to get an Earthquake off right there and leave him in red minimum HP right there. But it should be able to bring him. No, it's still in red HP even with the leftovers. So if I'm able to get another Earthquake off right here, I should be able to take him down. But that's not the case. He avoids the Earthquake, goes for Facade. Slowly taking me down. And I think at this point I remember that I had Dust Club, so I think at some point I do switch out, but I keep using Earthquake, so my PPs on my Earthquake keep running out. I think it's up into the point that when I run out of Earthquake, I decide to finally switch out. So I figure I might as well try to do as much damage as I can with this Gliscor right here, but he keeps avoiding my Earthquakes and using Facade. So at this point, this Furfrou has become kind of predictable with what he's doing. I know he's probably kind of status moves like Toxic. I mean, all Furfrous I faced before have Toxic, so I'm kind of afraid of switching out at this point. But yeah, I'm kind of waiting for the right moment. So I lost count of how many Earthquakes I've used already, but it's been a lot of turns so far. He avoids another one, goes for Facade, does quite some damage again. So I'm in yellow right now, and if it wasn't for the poison, I would have been knocked down way before So I go for Rock Tomb, which has less accuracy than Earthquake, but it's able to hit him. I managed to get their speed drop. He goes for Facade. That's it. Do I finally switch out right here? No, I go for another Rock Tomb. I hit him with Rock Tomb. So okay, so at this point I figure I want to switch out into my Dusclops at some point, so I'm trying to lower his speed as much as possible, so Dusclops could possibly outspeed this Furfrou. You know, since Dusclops is really slow. Plus, I think I already ran out of Earthquake, so it's the only move I can do that will do damage to this guy. So I'm also hoping for a critical hit, but I just can't seem to get it. Meanwhile, he uses Facade, and finally brought me down to to the red HP. But with the poison here, I should be able to go back to yellow. Yeah. Okay, so now I finally switch out. Knowing that he was going to do another Facade, I go to my Dusclops. I'm not sure how many times I hit him with the Rock Tomb. It might have been 4 times. So I go with Dusclops, knowing that my attacks are likely to miss him. And I decide to go for Curse, because that's the only move that this guy has that could affect this Furfrou right here. So, of course, you guys Toxic, like I said before. But luckily for me, my Dusclops was able to do what I sent them out to do, which was set off their, the Curse and slowly take them down. So I think I decided to switch out my Dusclops. Yeah, because I might need them later on for a sacrifice or something. So I go into Glaceon, and I guess he predicted me to switch out, so he just took advantage of that thing and went for another Toxic. So my next Pokemon got Toxic. In this case, Glaceon got poisoned. But was this going to be? Nah, he barely survived, which I believe is 1 HP from the looks of it. So I go for Hail, just since my Glacier recovers when there's a hailstorm out there, and knowing that oh yeah, it will also take him down, from the hail damage. So finally, Furfrou goes down, which, oh my god, it got really annoying. But now he goes for Gardevoir. He Mega evolves his Gardevoir. And at this point, I'm not sure what type of move he was going to be carrying. I know he was going to carry a Psychic type move, but his Gardevoir was carrying a Focus Blast, which luckily my Glacier is able to avoid the attack, and I'm able to hit him with the Shadow Ball and get the critical hit. Finally, get a critical hit. So his Gardevoir it's about to faint, at any point. But knowing that he's carrying Focus Blast, I really don't want to risk it. So I just had to go switch out of my Glaceon and go into my Gliscor, just to sacrifice him. Well, maybe not sacrifice him. Okay, so Focus Blast, how much damage does it do? Okay. But the hail takes down my Gliscor. Yeah, I guess they did what it came to do, which I pretty much just sent them out to get it sacrificed, since there wasn't much my Gliscor could do anymore, since it didn't have Earthquake anymore. It ran out. So I just had to go with Conkeldurr just to get the Mach Punch out, since it's a priority move, and since Gardevoir already has low HP already. But this is where the battle gets really annoying. I really hate Klefki, so I decide to switch out because I know Klefki is probably going to be carrying Swagger and is going to increase my attack a lot. So, and with the confusion, it's going to get really annoying. So I go to Those clubs. I guess I kind of sacrifice them because I really don't want my Conkeldurr to face this Klefki right here. And the Hailstorm finally goes away, so at this point, okay, so he's carrying foul play, so he's doing the little swagger foul play combination, but of course it's going to be super effective, and of course gets a critical hit as well, which takes down my Dust Club. So I go with my Mana Bar just in case he does go with swagger. It's going to decrease my attack stat instead of increasing it, since my Mana Bar has the contrary effect. So all positive stat changes go negative, and all negative go positive, which in this case, swagger decreased my attack instead of increased it. But I also, I still got a confusion though. But when I recoil from when I hit myself with the confusion, it shouldn't do as much damage. So meanwhile, he goes for safeguard right there. And at this point, I'm really hoping to at least land a hit. But you know, I don't have the best luck, as you can probably tell already. So I'm just gonna keep hitting myself. So he goes for Thunder Wave. I mean, it can suck, especially if I don't get, if it restricts me from moving. So guess what? I snap out of confusion. I finally get the superpower, which is going to increase my attack stat by 1 stage, but it's also going to increase my defense stat by 1 stage as well, because of the contrary ability that it has. But I think I'll decide to switch out and save my Malamar later on, just to deal with this Klefki, because I think it's the only Pokemon I have left that can actually deal with him efficiently. So I go with my Venusaur, hoping to get the Leech Seed, but of course he's going to do Swagger again, and I know I'm not going to be able to hit him with the Leech Seed this turn because I'm confused, and of course I'm going to hit myself right there. So he goes for Thunder Wave, which is going to get more annoying. This is not usually the team I battle with, but I kind of decided to try out some new guys. But I usually have a Pokemon to counter this thing right here, which is Espeon, but you can't have it all, can you? But look at that, he goes for Foul Play, gets a critical hit. I'm still confused. But finally managed to get Leech Seed out, so I should be able to recover a little more. But this confusion on this Venusaur is not going away anytime soon, I think. Okay, so he withdraws Klefki, right? Because I guess he doesn't want to get sucked. Leech Seed sucked his HP, so at this point I was hoping to land a hit. I'm not sure what move I went with. I think I might have predicted that he was going to switch out, so I went with another Leech Seed, but I can't remember since I hit myself from confusion. So I finally snap out and do get the Leech Seed out, but of course he it misses like always. So I guess he goes for Flash Canyon, and he could have been expecting me to switch out to my Glaceon. So. But anyways, I go for my Conkeldurr, knowing that I was going to be able to do a lot of damage to his Dragon. So he goes back to his Diddle. You know, gets the Imposter, so he's able to transform into my Conkeldurr, but shouldn't matter because his Diddle has low HP already. So any hit that lands on him should be able to take him down, which it does. So I guess that's one less Pokemon to worry about, but I still gotta deal with that pesky Klefki. So he goes back to his Klefki. Of course, I don't want my Conkeldurr to face that Klefki, so I decided to switch on to the Malabar, since this is the best Pokemon I got to deal with this thing right here. So he goes with Swagger, and so the same old thing. So my attacks, you know, harshly falls instead of increasing. But I do get a confusion. He goes for Safeguard. Nah, I don't get any. It doesn't really matter. I wish I had a Pokemon that knew Taunt, you know, to like, so this Klefki can become useless. But I don't. Okay, so he withdraws back to his Hydreigon. Hydreigon, yeah. And of course I'm confused. Am I able to get the hit? Oh no, just when I'm able to hit, I get the paralysis hacks thing. So I'm not able to do anything that turn. So I go to Conkeldurr. My Conkeldurr is carrying Assault Vest. So his special defense stat should be pretty high. So he should be able to get any hit from this guy. Hopefully, yeah. So I'll go for Drain Punch, and knowing that I was probably going to take him down. Since Conkeldurr has a really high attack stat, and I think I maxed out his attack stat and his adamant nature. But yeah, I do go for Drain Punch, take down his Hydreigon. And did I recover all my HP? I think I did. I missed it. So now it's up to Malamar to deal with this pesky Klefki. So he goes for Foul Play, which does not as much damage, but at least he didn't go for Swagger. But of course, I'm still paralyzed, so that could be problematic. So okay, so here we go again with the Swagger. Get the Confusion, lower my attack stat, which is good if I hit myself from Confusion. But meanwhile, I finally get a superpower off, so which is going to increase my defense, which is going to be good. I increase my attack stat by 1 stage, so I'm still at -1 in terms of attack stat. A -1 stage. But the defense I'm +1. He goes for Foul Play, and anyways, you can see it doesn't really do much. And I'm confused. And finally, oh look at that! I'm able to get 2 moves off in a row when confused. That's like that's rare. Meanwhile, luckily I'm also carrying leftovers, so I'm able to recover most of the damage that this Klefki is going to be giving me. So he goes for another Foul Play, doesn't do much. I'm still confused for 3 turns now. And I hit myself, but look at that, it doesn't really do much since my attack stat is pretty low already, and my defense stat is a +1 I think, or +1 or +2, I don't know, I lost count. So he goes for Klefki again, with a Swagger, I mean. Lowers my attack even more, so I guess he... But look at it, just when I snap out of Confusion, I get the Para Hex thing. And I'm not able to do anything that turn. Anyway, so I guess at this point he figured he was going to lose at some point. Finally I'm able to get another superpower off. Almost take him down, but just not quite. But it should be over pretty soon. When I had this battle, it was like over. I think I might have reached like 30 minutes, 35 minutes long in real time. But since it's recorded, it was a little shorter. But all in all, this battle took 62 turns to finally finish. So, but anyways, I really can't stand Klefki. It's one of the most hated Pokemon out there for me, anyways. The Furfrou got really annoying too with the double team and the Cotton Guard, and on top of that with the Fur Coat ability. But I somehow managed to pull this battle and get the win. But anyways, I hope you guys liked this battle. I surely enjoyed it. It was a real long battle, but I'm just glad I got the win. It could have gone either way, but this Malamar right here really saved me. I usually don't use Malamar, but I think I'm gonna start using him more often now, because the contrary effect can really come in handy. But other than that, if you liked, make sure to leave a comment, like the video, and make sure to check out my other Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battles. And if you could, it'd be nice if you guys could subscribe. Your support really means a lot. But other than that, I'll catch you guys next time, and roll on, right? I don't know what I say right there.